Homage to the lineage root gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhongkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dr. Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Sumo, Tanchen Katso, Tupten Siddhi, Tupten Karma. All Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon. How do you do?
Niyo, 大家好。xin chào các bạn. Sawadika. Aiteru. Sarange. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Junmi. Yapping. Pring pring. Konnichiwa. 现在通知大家，下个礼拜天是4月7号，下午3点 PM。
I would like to announce for next Sunday,
是慧基金刚附魔法会。
April 7th at 3 p.m. There would be Uchusma Homa fire offering ceremony.
那慧基金刚呢，也是释迦牟尼佛
So it's okay. So Uchusma was emanated from Sakyamuni Buddha's heart.
他能够降服这个所有的鬼神。
So he could subdue all the ghosts, gods and spirits. So he could go to the most filthy places. So he's fearless toward everything. That's why he's called Uchusama, which is the trails of filths, Heruka. And his mudra is one of the more difficult ones to form. This is Uchusama.
一般的按照经典所写。
According to the sutra,
用很污秽的东西，
you use the filthiest thing.
它都可以破解。
Uchusama can break down the filthiest thing. It doesn't matter how dirty it is, and he could go there.
慧基金刚跟别的
So that's why
菩萨不一样。
Uchusama is different from other general Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
但是
They don't usually handle very dirty things, but Uchusama is different.
今天我们做这个地藏菩萨。
And today we perform Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva.
那么，因为这个好像是清明节吧？
Because it is a Qingming festival,
4月5号。
which is the ancestors' or tomb sweeping festival. That's supposed to fall on April 5th. Is that right?
4月4号是儿童节。
April 4th is Children's Day.
大概就是儿童节跟清明节是在一起的。
So Children's Day and the Ancestors' Day are together.
只有过这个清明节。
So in the future, all that Grandmaster celebrates is this Ancestors' Day.
所以今天呢，做地藏王菩萨。
So today we perform Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva ceremony to deliver all the spirits. So those who registered for primary applicants or merit holders, if their ancestors are on the registrations, today they all will be universally guided to the Pure Lands.
我也看到那个千烧法船。
And just now I also saw the 1,000 Dharma vessels
从这个
and Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva
那个门，那么很多的
opened the gates, and there were many spirits
千烧法船。
who left through the gates and got on board the Dharma vessels.
他是大愿地藏菩萨。
So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva has the greatest vow.
还在地狱中，就像维摩诘。
He's also in the hells, just like what Vimalakirti
他在
said,
地狱中也有他的净土。
that they are his Pure Lands also in hells.
这个翠微净土有没有？
It's not in the Buddhist sutras about the Cui Wei Pure Land or Jade Green Pure Land. One of Siddhigarbha's Pure Land is called the Cui Wei.
翠微净土。所以可以讲
Cui Wei Pure Land.
唯一
So we can say
有净土。
he's the only one who has Pure Lands in the hells. And his vow is
不空，誓不成佛。
he vows not to become a Buddha
所有人都
until hell is empty.
他最后才成佛。
So it means that until he would be last to attain Buddhahood, and only after everyone else have attained Buddhahood. So in the deliverance of sentient beings, there are several ways. One is the method of the king. So they become a Buddha first and then delivering sentient beings. The second is the way by being on the same boat. So everyone is on the same boat. So the Dharma speaker and Dharma listeners are on the same boat. So that's the method of the same boat. And then the third one is the method of the shepherd. So all the sentient beings is in front of the shepherd. Only after all the sheep have gone home, the shepherd would be last to arrive. So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is using the way of the shepherd. He would become a Buddha until all sentient beings become a Buddha. So that's the vow of the greatest compassion. So that's why we refer to Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. In the past, I was also very silly, very dumb, because I said the same thing. I will deliver sentient beings in each and every lifetime until hells are empty. That's a very discouraging vow. Sakyamuni Buddha, prior to giving Dharma teachings, would always say that human life is suffering. So, the most important viewpoints is suffering, emptiness, and impermanence. The Four Noble Truths, the first one's also suffering.
才会发这种愿。
Only a fool would generate such a vow. I was also a
他
fool.
发这种愿，
When I saw Siddhikarma Bodhisattva generated such a vow, I followed too.
阿那阿伟，
And then later on, I discovered, oh my gosh, it's not so easy. It's really quite hard.
想一想，
So thinking about it,
谁入地？
if I don't go to hell, who would?
他地上菩萨有所谓的六地藏，
So they are the so-called 6 Siddhikarmas who are
是那个
according to the 6
人、
realms.
修罗、
The human, Asura, hell, animals, hungry ghosts, and the heavens.
世界里面都有地藏菩萨。
So in the 6 realms, in each of the 6 realms, there are Siddhikarma Bodhisattvas. So his vows is not just related to health, but also in the
畜生道、
heavenly realm, human, Asura, hell,
地藏，
animal, and the hungry ghosts. And they are referred to as the 6 Siddhikarmas. Of course, he's truly great.
另外他有6个使者，当
And he has 6 envoys, and one of them
魔使者、
is the
阎魔
envoys with great powers,
童子、大力、
uh,
大
the treasure holding
宝
envoy, great compassionate goddess, precious treasure goddess, summoning heaven envoy,
地藏
and the Yama envoy. These are the 6 attendants to Siddhikarma Bodhisattva, and one of them, which is the great strength envoy, is the Mahabala, the protector with great power.
传法的时候，
Before I transmitted the Mahabala Dharma,
能指这里
he was on my thumb. There is a
金
Mahabala
刚的这个形状，
shape
在我的右手大拇指里。
on my right hand.
所以，但是地藏菩萨勒令
So Siddhikarma Bodhisattva
金刚
commanded the great strength envoy, or great strength
守护莲花童子在沙漠时
protector to protect Padma Kumara in the Saha
代
world.
也是大家
So he's my protector, and now he's the protector of everyone in Tribhuta school, and protector of Tribhuta school too.
这个地藏菩萨本愿经是释迦牟尼佛
The Siddhikarma Fundamental Vow Sutra
然后到天上的时候，
is when Sakyamuni Buddha went to the heaven to deliver his mother, was recorded as this sutra, the Siddhikarma Fundamental Vow
地藏菩萨
Sutra.
很伟大，
So Siddhikarma Bodhisattva is truly
地
great.
藏菩萨的伟大，
I am not as great as he
地
is.
藏菩萨是在六道众生当中，
Siddhikarma Bodhisattva among the sentient beings of the 6 rebirth realms. He's the greatest
他
Bodhisattva.
像是一个液化的蝴蝶，
He's like
就是
a
一条毛毛虫。
opened butterfly, and I'm just like the caterpillar. Big difference. He's truly great.
现在这个你问我答里面呢，
Now in this Q&A,
也是马来西亚，连
also from Malaysia,
和
Lotus
或 3点水，上面一个日，底下一个天。号，莲花楚号。
So
在
Lotus Chu Hao
刹经中
in the
释迦牟尼佛
Sanghata Sutra, Sakyamuni Buddha mentioned that those who hear the Sanghata Dharma gate can eliminate the transgressions of the 5 heinous sins, and these are grave sins, and they are killing one's father, killing one's mother, killing an arhat, breaking apart the harmonious Sangha, and injuring a Buddha's body, causing it to bleed. So can eliminate the retributions of the 5 heinous transgressions and become non-regressing in the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So that's about the 8 ground bodhisattvas. So what is the content of this Dharma gate? And how does it help people to eliminate the retributions of the 5 heinous sins and achieve non-regressing state? So anyone who has heard of the Sanghata Dharma gate would be able to eliminate the transgressions of the 5 heinous sins and become non-regressing in the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. And what is the content, the specific content of the Dharma, and how does it help people eliminate their retributions of the 5 heinous sins and achieve non-regressing state? Anybody has read this sutra? Anybody has ever read this sutra? Sanghata Sutra. So you ask and you answer yourself. Only you have read the sutra. So now that you've heard it, you can eradicate it, and you can also attain the Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So anyone who has heard of the sutra and you have seen it and read it, then you can achieve it. That's the answer. So you ask the question and you have answered it yourself. Is that right? So you've read the sutra, right? So everything is on the internet. There's nothing. It's nothing hidden anymore. You just check it on the internet, and then you can read it. So it can eliminate the transgression of the 5 heinous sins and to let you be non-regressing in your spiritual commitment. So now we've heard it, but we haven't read it. How long is the sutra? 4 chapters. That's not bad. Not many. Why don't you read it yourself? Is it on the cell phones? Yeah. The text, the sutra text, yes. Then read it right away. Because Sakyamuni Buddha said that by hearing the Sanghata Sutra, then you can eliminate the transgressions of the 5 heinous sins and attain the non-regressing state.
你就赶快去读。
Then why don't you read it right away? Then you'll have attainment and you don't need my answer.
先讲个笑话吧，因为《维摩诘经》里面所讲的。
Let me tell jokes because what
维摩经里面
the Vimalakirti Sutra states and what Vimalakirti talks about.
能想，原来都出自《维摩诘经》。
So it turned out
烦恼就是菩提。
all the famous idioms in Buddhism comes from Vimalakirti Sutra, like Puti, afflictions, Puti, and then greed, anger, and delusion, Buddha Dharma, that Buddha and Mara are the same, birth and death are the same, worldly and beyond worldly are the same.
这个我一定要到佛国净土。
So you don't have to say that you have to go to the Pure Lands or Buddha verses. The Saha world is also a Buddha verse. Now you're in the Buddha verse.
出世跟入世是一如的。
So worldly or beyond worldly
烦恼
are the same. Afflictions are
魔佛，
Poti or
魔
enlightenment.
就是佛，佛就是魔，
Mara is Buddha, Buddha is Mara.
全部都是一样的，
They're all the same
是不二法门的，它没有二
because it's non-dual Dharma
绝
gate.
对。
There's
这
no
经讲
second anything. It's all absolute. So you're afflicted, but affliction is enlightenment. You're afraid of death,
是一样的。
but actually death is the same as birth.
好，我们常常讲
We often say,
入世法，
now you're practicing the worldly Dharma.
出世法，
Oh, and the other one says, practicing the beyond worldly or transcendent Dharma. But actually they're the same.
他讲了这个东西。
So it's talking about those.
我才不相信，我觉得我现在苦得要命啊！
I don't believe it. I feel lots of suffering.
对不对？
And in the heavenly realms, then you have lots of enjoyment.
尤其是
In the heavenly realm of desire, form and formless, especially the realm of desire, lots of enjoyment there. And the realm of form too.
它有4个，
And in the realm of formlessness, non-existence,
还有4种，4
4 kinds.
飞翔想处天，
The heaven of non-thought and no non-thoughts.
那个不是，
There are 4 kinds.
那是等于是说入了灭尽，但是还有
So that's not
没
enjoyment
有清除干净的。
that you have entered into almost complete extinction, but with slight,
欲界天、
there's still some slight something.
色界天也享福啊，
But there are lots of enjoyment in the realm of desire and realm of form. But the human world is lots of suffering. How could they be the same?
我告诉你，目犍连尊者神通第一，
Mount Yagalana
上去啊，
is first and foremost in supernatural power, and he's gone to heavens. At that time, there was a doctor who specifically
医生团的
treat Sangha members. What's his
岐
name?
伯，岐伯，
Tipo.
目犍连看到岐伯，
And Mount Yagalana saw Chipo and wanted to speak to him.
到了欲界天，
But Mount Yagalana had reached the realm of desire by
在那
his supernatural power
要跟他讲话，
and wanted to talk to Chipo.
目犍连讲，
And Chipo
没有时间跟你讲笑话，
turned his head and
是
told
跟你讲话，
Mount Yagalana, I have no time to talk to you.
我忙得很，
very busy. What is he busy about?
享福啊！
I'm busy enjoying myself.
你看他快乐得很啊！齐伯在
Chipo in the heavenly realm of desire was very happy.
跟木建连讲话的时间
He did not even have time to talk to my dear Kalana.
我要赶快去享福，乐得要死。
He's enjoying his life,
可
very
见
happy.
天是很
So it showed
你看
that the heavenly realm of desire is a place of pleasure and enjoyment. It's endless.
啊，人间呢
But human realm,
病苦，老
the suffering of illness, of being
现
old.
在我已经老了，80岁了，我
Now I am 80. Now I know about suffering.
将来只有过清明节。
That's why in the future, all I celebrate is the Ancestors' Day.
儿童节早就过了啦。
And we've passed the Children's Day and the Youth's Day.
啊，
There's no Middle Age
现在
Day.
只能够过清明节，下
Now,
一个清明节可以过。
all that we have left is the Ancestors' Day to celebrate.
啊？我告诉你啊，明天就是愚人节，
Tomorrow is April's Fool.
讲愚人节的笑话给我听。
You're talking the joke of the April's Fool's Day.
我法身当然是很好，
Of course, my Dharma bodies are great. They can travel everywhere, can pass through the walls,
他都可以去。
and can go to any
真
realms.
身才是苦啊！
But this physical body is suffering,
他
don't you
老的
know?
时候啊，这五脏
In
六
old age,
都是老化。
the internal organs have deteriorated.
你不知道啊，我是四肢无力。
You don't know that I have become weak.
四肢无力，四肢无力啊，老了，哎呀！
In old
我
age,
以前胃肠很好，
very weak. I had a very good digestion in the past.
是啊，
And Sumu often
的
said,
那种铁胃，
you have like iron stomach,
都没有了。
that whatever that gets in, they all
现在
digested.
铁胃已经变成塑胶胃，
Now the iron stomach has become plastic stomach.
塑胶胃是怎么回事？
What is
发
that?
酵，
It would ferment and rot in
发
there.
酵啊！哎，讲个笑话吧。
Let me share a joke.
今天这个哲学、人生哲学老师在说了
The teacher of human philosophy was talking for about 2 hours
他讲的题目是
in class.
人生的关系。
And his topic was the relationship between man and money. And just before the end of the
小
class,
明讲，问小明，
he asked Xiaoming,
如果你有钱，
if had
对于你的人
Had you had
生
money,
改变什么？
what can you change about your
如果
life?
你有钱，对你的人生会。
If you have money, what can you change about your life? And Xiaoming
如
said,
果我有钱，
if I have money,
就不用在这里听你讲。
I wouldn't have to sit here and listen to your nonsense.
这些老师马上就把他赶出去。
The philosophy teacher was kicked out.
小明的老婆打电话给小
Xiaoming's wife called Xiaoming and
明，现
said,
在哪里？
Where are you
小
now?
明就
And Xiaoming
我
said,
的心里呀、
I'm in your heart.
老婆很生气的讲，
And the wife was very angry. You should tell me clearly.
你心地是谁？
Oh, this is Chinese
心地是
puns.
谁啊？
This is a
老
Chinese
婆
word.
真的是吃醋大王
In your heart. It sounded like sound like a name of a
小
girl.
在理心
So his wife must be a very jealous person.
一个人的名字，女生的名字，小明就答不出来啊？对呀、在他的理心里，他变成理心明就跟这个老婆相处在一起也是很痛苦。
That would be suffering to have a wife like that.
今天是愚人节，明天呢？
Tomorrow is April Fool's Day.
明天呢，小明就想出一个点子。
Tomorrow, Xiaoming would have an idea.
自己最喜爱的女生求婚是最好的。
It's best if you propose to the girl that you love most
爱的女生
on an April Fool's Day. Why?
他说，如果
Xiaoming said,
答应你
if the girl agrees,
这是太幸福。
that's very
如果不答应
happy. If she rejects, then Xiaoming said, oh, it's April's Fool.
我跟你求婚，我是骗你的，所以
I was just lying to you.
免得被拒。
So he saved his own face when he's being rejected.
像每一个女生都求婚了，大概总有一个会嫁给他吧。
You propose to all the girls, then one of them would
八
marry you.
刚才有人骂我是脑残。
Dad, someone called me
就是
an
刚才有
idiot.
人骂我是泥海猪头瓶。是猪头瓶是什么？猪头瓶。
It's like your
猪头瓶。
pig's head, a moron.
就脑残嘛。
So a moron, an
谁敢
idiot.
骂我的儿子。
And Dad said, who dared
儿子才是智障。
to call my son a
爸
moron?
爸就跟
His son must be a real
刚刚讲是谁骂？
idiot. Who?
是阿公。
Just call that. That's Grandpa.
是他爸爸的爸爸。
So the dad of his dad.
他爸爸的爸爸阿公讲他的孙子是脑残，他爸爸讲是脑残，这个他的儿子才是智障。
So
小子，
that
讲到这里啊，我昨天讲，看外面看起来
now to this.
事情都是犯戒，
As I said yesterday,
他是
externally it seemed like he's breaking the precepts, but
罪
in
都没有犯。
reality that he's pure, has not transgressed the precepts.
甚至于啊，
Feeling
不只是
Great fear even for minor transgression.
很小的罪过，他也会害怕。
So he's afraid not to violate
矛盾的事情，
even the minor
翻成这样，
precepts.
很小的罪，
So I translated it this way.
糟糕，踩死一只蚂蚁，
Like when you walk and then, oh no, I step on an
是
ant.
杀生呢，
That's killing.
大罪啊！
That's a major transgression.
不只是踩死一只蚂蚁，
When I was little, not just
在墙角
step on one
在
ant,
走，
but when there are a row of ants walking on the wall,
墙角一排，然后点火
and
就
then
拿手
I roll a piece of paper and then I burned it, and then burned all the ants. That's a very heavy transgressions of the precept not to kill. When we built a rainbow temple, we also dig on a nest of ants. And Lien Yin asked me, what should we do about it? And you take a plastic bag and then put them inside the plastic bag and then let them go at the place, because I understood Buddha Dharma by then. So we knew to let them, to release them. Don't think that stepping on an ant is just a minor transgression, but because that's killing. And of the 5 basic precepts, not to kill is the most severe one. Second is not to steal. The third is not to commit sexual misconduct. Fourth is not to lie. And the fifth one is not to drink alcohol. But it's not that good to drink alcohol. It's better not to drink it. Because although this is minor, the smallest or the lightest precept of the 5 basic precepts is to drink alcohol. In order to provide conveniences for sentient beings, they ask, like, can I drink if I take refuge? And this is what I said, that it's okay to drink as long as you don't get drunk. But it is still best not to drink, although it is a light transgression. It's still better not to drink. The cultivating bodhisattva is still fearing even toward these minor transgressions. They display rage and wrathfulness. But actually always kind and patient, very kind and compassionate. So their rage and wrathfulness comes from compassion. So that's why the anger due to compassion is good. All of us have seen the journey to the West. The monk from the Tang Dynasty was the monk who abide by the precepts very pure, and the horse has created many transgressions because the horse symbolizes like the monkey mind, and monkey mind and horse heart, that they are not stable. But the monk has a stability, and the monkey king represents anger and aggression. He always kills all the demons and monsters. When the demon can transform and appear to be a beautiful lady, and the monkey king could see through when that's a monster. And then the monk continued to chant the Buddha's name to try to deliver. The monkey king said they should be killed because they are monsters. But you're violating the precept not to kill. And then he would chant the mantra so that the monkey king would have headache. So the monkey king symbolizes rage and anger.
就打。
Every time he sees monsters and demons, would kill them
那唐僧他是守戒的，不可以
and use his pole.
然后再来呢，
But the monk abides by the precepts,
代表着
never to
愚
kill.
痴的
And the one who symbolizes ignorance or foolishness
一个嗡嗡啊，
is the monk Sa
也
Ujing,
没有什么好，也没有什么坏，
very dumb, just following around,
是
no good, no bad.
猪八戒呢是
That's to symbolize
贪色，
ignorance. And the precept pig symbolizes greed,
就
greedy
不得了。
for looks and sensual pleasures
这个
and
寓意当中，他是
greedy for food.
贪吃，财色名食睡，也
So of the 5 desires, wealth, sensual pleasures, sleep, food, and fame.
贪。孙悟
So the precept pig is greed, monkey king is anger,
嗔痴，
the monk Sa
最
Ujing
后呢
is
4个都成
ignorance. But at last, the 4 of them, including the monks, Xuanzang, the
4
Tang
个
monk,
人西天取经
all attain Buddhahood
都是佛。我记
after
得
they got the sutras from the West.
战斗胜佛，战斗
The monkey king is called the victorious
斗胜佛，
warrior Buddha.
佛号叫战斗胜佛。
That's his Buddha's name.
猪八戒呢，
And the precept pig is
佛，就是说人家谈
the Buddha
就是他
to clean the altar
把坛城的东西全部吃光，
altar offering table.
叫净坛佛。沙悟净
And Sa
天
Ujing
河佛，
is
他本来就
the
是
Buddha
这样嘛
of the heavenly river because he was a general from the heavenly river.
那唐僧呢
And the Tang monk, we should give him a
守
name.
正戒佛，
The
他守
Buddha
正戒，
who abide by the pure precepts,
唐僧给他一个
pure precepts Buddha
4个人都成佛，
for the Tang Xuanzang monk.
贪嗔痴
So all 4 became a Buddhas.
都是佛法。
So greed, anger, and delusion can allow one to become Buddhas too.
这个嗔，但是他有慈悲心，虽
So
然是嗔，但是他是最有慈悲
although
心。
they display rich, but they are the most compassionate and kind.
你表面上
They appear to be lazy, yet diligently cultivating merits.
内
On the surface, you're very
在
lazy,
修功德的人，
but internally, they are cultivating merits all the time. And you can't
表
tell.
面上是很懒，
They look very lazy.
睡觉
They're sleeping all the
修
time.
睡禅呢，
But you don't know that they're practicing sleep meditation. That sleeping is the same as meditation for them.
那个就是懈怠。这个人一天到晚那个
Laziness.
睡。
They seem to be sleeping all the time.
讲经的时候不是
Like Sakyamuni Buddha, when Sakyamuni Buddha was giving Dhamma teachings, there was a disciple who have attained celestial eye.
释迦牟尼佛当时也没有想到
How come
修睡禅，
Sakyamuni Buddha did not know that he was practicing sleep meditation? And if you continue to sleep like this, in the future you would be reincarnated as a
蛤
clam.
蟆是什么？蛤蜊呀，永远闭住，盖子闭住，
Always closed.
偶尔才张开一点，
Only
吃一些东西。
from time to time it's just opening a small crack to eat, and then you're close
将来
again.
转世会转成怎样？结果他
Reincarnated as a clam. So,
不睡觉不休息，
and he became very
结
diligent
果眼睛就
and not to sleep,
后来
and then he lost his eyesight, and then later on he attained celestial eye. That's why he's called the first
自
in
行懈怠
the celestial eye.
他好像
They appear to be lazy, yet diligently cultivating
一直
merits.
修行，
they seem to be sleeping all day long, but actually they are cultivating spiritually. So, Grandmaster, when teaching at the Seattle temple, that was late in the evening. So that's why when I was seated on the Dharma throne, sometimes I would practice sleep meditation. But yesterday I closed my eyes, but I did not fall asleep. I did not nod or shake or lean over, right? I did not lean over. I was in real meditation. I had entered the meditation of emptiness. Their mind appears disorderly, but yet constantly mindful of meditative stability. They seem to be distracted, but actually they're in constant meditation. So their meditation power is very deep. Like our Master Lian Ci, she often does this, that she's closing her eyes and sleeping, but actually she's in meditation. That's also a merit. That's also a kind of meditation. So, on the surface, you look like you're sleeping, but actually you're listening to the Dharma teaching. So, don't think that they're lazy. Actually, they're very diligent. Or they appear to be an ignorant fool, yet understanding both worldly and transcendent wisdom. On the surface, they look like a fool, but they understand both worldly and beyond worldly wisdom. They know them all. That's why I said last night about Zhen Hong. She's actually a very incredible person, extremely smart, extremely wise. Look at her article. She never changed any words, and very clear and orderly. And she doesn't say much. Or if she says something, she seems pretty dumb, but actually she's extremely clever. She's an accountant, very good with numbers, and she can endure any hardships in whatever she does. She's just great in her family. She's the one who abides by the right path. The energy on her body is very, very pure, very immaculate. Nobody, up till now, nobody has such a pure energy. Completely pure energy. Actually, she's the most eloquent, but she just doesn't speak much. And she writes very well. And she's very knowledgeable and the wisest. But on the surface, she looks foolish. But actually, understanding both worldly and transcendent wisdom. And she can place her home nice and clean and orderly, and the person is also very clean and pure without any evil or malicious thoughts. It's very, very rarely to find such a person. Now there's only one, Zhen Hong.
很亲近的一个。
It's a completely pure person.
不一样。
So that's why the energy on her body is different.
上观气色，我们一看她的气。
You know, because we know how to observe the qi. You know, when I observe her qi, she's as pure as a white lotus.
说是不一样，是不一样。
It's very different.
不像师尊的。师尊
Not like Grandmaster. Grandmaster is very turbid.
真的，想自己干净，也干净不起来。
I want to purify myself, but I cannot.
身上的气不得了。
But really, the qi on Zheng Hong is incredible. The best kind of qi.
最有智慧。
And the wisest and most clear about the principles in the world or beyond the world,
都非常恭敬跟
and toward her parents and her brothers, very respectful
我没有，我很少看过这样。
and filial. There are no impurities on her. Very rare to see that.
没有不好的念头。
She has no bad or negative thoughts in her mind,
她很少讲话，
and she doesn't speak much.
滔滔不绝。
But as soon as she starts to speak, it would be endless.
表现上很愚痴，但是
So they appear to be ignorant,
的智慧，她都有。
but they know both worldly and beyond worldly wisdom.
事行现为，而善巧方便，随诸经义。
They display flattery and deceit, yet skillfully applying expedient means in accordance with the teachings of the sutras.
讲一些这个，好像是
They look conceited,
这是
or they would say
老
words
人家讲一些假的话，
that are desirable,
但事实上，它是
but actually
巧方便，
they are
就是跟
skillfully applying expedient means in accordance
它只是方便
in
要
accordance with the sutras.
讲一些假的话，来
So it's just a skillful mean to say those flattery or deceiving words
的话，
or pleasing words,
其实它是在度化众生。事情
but actually they are delivering sentient beings. They display arrogance, yet serving all beings as if a bridge. They look very arrogant, but
他可以牺牲自己，
they can forsake
人
themselves.
都可以走在他的身上。
That people can walk over their
人可以
body,
在桥梁上
so they become a bridge, and
所有的人
people can walk
他而通
on that bridge because they understand the Buddha's
表
path.
面上很骄傲，其实他
They look very arrogant, but actually they can give up their own body and life for the sake of sentient beings.
他讲的都是有没有说事行诸烦恼而心常清净。
They appear afflicted, yet the mind remains pure.
表常常
So on the surface, it seems like
内心啊内在
they have afflictions, but actually internally they are pure.
这里面有讲到，这个在这一段里面呢，烦恼就是
So in here it mentioned that affliction is puti or enlightenment. How can affliction be enlightenment?
但是维摩诘讲，一如
But Vimalakirti says that it's the
就
same.
是魔，
Affliction is enlightenment. Buddha is Mara. They are the
然
same.
后呢，生就是死，
And
死
birth is death, death is birth. They are the same.
入世就是出世，出世
Worldly is beyond worldly, beyond worldly is also worldly. They are the same.
是维摩诘讲的。
these are spoken by
这一道就
Vimalakirti.
是佛道，
The non-path is the Buddha path.
是歪道，但是
If you walk on a deviant path, but that's also the Buddha path.
所以
Vimalakirti says.
烦恼就是菩提，
So we often
然后
hear this, that
就是从这本
affliction is Puti, Buddha and Mara the same. They all came from this sutra.
就是佛。
Greed, anger, and delusion are all Buddha Dharma.
在密教里面，我昨天晚上讲，
In Tantric Buddhism,
这个是
as I said last
由
night,
来修也可以成佛。
so even when you practice due to greed, you can attain
就是菩萨，
Buddhahood. So if you practice through wrathfulness, you can attain Buddhahood, and that's Herukas.
相通的
Or if you practice through ignorance, that's Bodhisattvas.
欲望
So greed, anger, and delusion are also Buddha Dharma. Desires also Buddha Dharma. Because greed, anger, and delusion are also kinds of desire.
文摩诘讲，
So desire is also Buddha Dharma. This is spoken by Vimalakirti.
要讲这一部经也是不容易。
So it's not easy to explain the sutra
像
because you need to understand Tantric Buddhism.
双生嘛，以前
Greed,
我看过一本书，
that's a consort practice. I read a book
等于
with the title Greed,
一个男的，一个女的，
and then
在
they
床上，
they have a painting of a man and a woman on a bed.
嗔是两个
And
人
anger,
拿着弓箭在互相打，
two
两
people
个人在打架，
are
走这个
people are in a fight
在
with the swords,
互相杀，化
trying to kill each
愚
other.
知
And ignorance, just one person sleeping on the
代
bed.
表愚知，
That symbolizes
贪不管
ignorance.
是在两个人在床上做什么，
So greed,
一个人
whether whatever two people are doing on the bed, or one person doing on the bed, or two people are fighting each other, trying to kill each
全
other,
部都是佛法。
they're all Buddha Dharma.
那密教里面就显现出来，
So it shows in Tantric
可以
Buddhism.
成佛的。
So greed
密教里
can,
面就因为贪，
greed can also allow you to attain
表面
Buddhahood.
上的贪变成佛法，然后
So you transform the
本尊相应
superficial greed into Buddha Dharma,
互相交
and
流，
then you gain spiritual
就
union
把五
with the yidams, and then the circulation of the both chis to open the 5 chakras.
嗔呢，
That's the tantric practices.
慈悲心来发出
And for anger,
对
the anger that comes from compassion
嗔怒，就是金刚。
toward the people who violate precepts. That's Vajra Heruka, or Vajra
做
protector.
功德，对他一点益处都没有。
And ignorance, they continually doing merits that are not beneficial to
天天在
them.
做功德，
Isn't that a fool?
没有，甚至他连想到说，
So they continually doing merits, and they don't ask for anything in return, and they don't ask for anything, and they're very useless, but they still do it.
这个就是
Isn't that a fool?
表面上看起来这个人很笨呢。
That person is so dumb,
休息，
that they do so much and never rest, and no break.
他领的又很少，
And they
也没有
don't
说
get much at all.
我说一场，我讲我
Okay, let's just say myself.
从礼拜一到礼拜天，
From Monday
就
to
从礼拜一
Sunday,
到礼拜天，
another Monday to Sunday,
65天，
365 days a year. I have no day off.
一直在做事情，
Continually do work. No day off.
最近的这 Behavior Square 啊 ，C 位 我的妈呀，我都没有去过，10几年没有去过。
I haven't been to any
我没有逛
Bellevue Square, Safeway, Fred Meyer. That's so close by for over 10 years.
加油！
I don't even fill the gas anymore. Now it's Lian Qi who helps me fill in the gas for the cars.
全部在做佛法。
So I dedicate everything to Buddha Dharma.
以前西雷，我讲
In the past, at the Seattle Temple, for a Dharma teaching, 莲智
讲一摊法多少钱？
at that time
啊？200块，100块。啊？哦，讲一摊法200块。
offered me $200
有改了哈。
for a Dharma
后来
teaching.
因为我讲200块，
And after I talked about it, you changed, right?
稍微多一点，稍微
A little bit more.
我不是为了钱说法，
So I don't give Dharma teaching for money. Please don't mistake it.
我将来了，我已经讲了，把我现在住的南
And I've said it in the future,
跟真佛密院
I will
都会捐出来。
donate my Southern Mountain Retreat and the True Buddha Tent Quarters.
师母叫我说不可以讲，
But Sumo told me not to talk about it. But I've talked about it.
你看看我的南山雅舍，
Look at my Southern
我也不用讲。
Mountain Retreat. I don't need to say how
其实
much.
你现在收法所，我告诉你哦，南山雅舍
Actually, let me tell you, the Southern Mountain Retreat in that community. Did you check?
这
双连
不来多脆了。
That's the Bridal Trails area.
你有讲过，你有查那个？你说
You've told me
那是
that you
最大的
checked.
房子
That's the biggest residence there.
是啊，
Did you say that?
他查网路，他查网路
She
可以
checked
查
the
找到
internet
那个房子，然后
and
他
she
知道
could
那个差不多价钱，
see how much that
知
would
道
be worth.
是200块的几万倍，万
It's
不完的倍。
it's lots of zeros to $200.
医院差不多100万吧，哦。
And True Buddha Tent Quarters is around 1 million.
对呀、我那时候9万块钱买的啊，
And it
现在已
was
经超过
bought
100万了
at 90,000.
啊！这佛密院200多万了。
Over 2 million?
你看我
True Buddha Tent
南山雅
Quarters?
舍占地多大？2 acre 大。
You know, my Southern Mountain Retreat is about 2 acres land.
最大的房子，
It's the biggest house in the Bridal
看
Trails.
多少钱？
Just think about it, how much that would be.
我都捐出去了。
And I donated
胜过
it.
我一生的说法。
That's more than all my Dharma teachings in my whole lifetime.
胜过我这一生的说法，胜过我这一生的收入。
So more than all I earn in my lifetime.
将来呢，取之于民，用之于民。
So in the future, it's from the people and back to the
另
people.
外一个南山雷藏寺，
Uh,
像彩虹山庄，
there would be like a Southern Mountain Lizang temple, like this Rainbow
我
temple,
画的图，
Rainbow Villa.
那建的是莲寺。
I bought the
莲
land,
寺上是
I designed it, I drew the blueprints, and Master Lien Si hired the constructors to help me build it.
一共有
But we paid for everything.
40 acre，包括山上。
And there are over 40 acres here for this piece of land, including up the hill.
盖护摩宝殿，
And then we built the residence, the Homa Hall,
闭关小屋，
the retreat centers, the bathrooms.
这个
We built all of those.
双联境界，
And then we added the columbarium later on.
全部都是师母跟我
They were all
所有的权利跟那个名字已经不是我，
Simus and
不是
grandmasters.
师母也不是我，
But now
也不是
they are not under us anymore, and not the grandmasters, a family either. Now it's become a rainbow
将来
temple.
南山亚舍也是
So the
南山
South Mountain Retreat will also become South Mountain Lizang Temple.
还有捐出来当成博
And
物馆的
will
纪念，就是
be a museum
在那边
memorial
很多的用品在那边。
items that Grandmaster and Simu have used. So it's
因为
the same as a
一
museum,
根针
and they have all donated
起
because we will not be able to carry with us, not even a small needle.
不减，
So
这样
they came from the people and returned to the people. It's not increasing and not
清净，
decreasing.
看起来
So they seem to be afflicted, but the mind remains pure. Grandmaster seems afflicted, and Simu is afflicted by her illness, but actually the heart mind is pure and safe. That's all for today.